Coach Stell.
Stell.
There might be a job opening soon. You up for it?
Maybe the hierarchy are watching some of our tactics videos. Maybe you can put your hat in the ring.
I have the pen. Ready to sign.
Would you sign under Daniel Levy though?
Under those conditions.
Oh no! Never in a million years.
What's your reaction? First of all, what's your reaction to these comments from Conte? I want to know what you've got to say on that.
Yeah, look, let's put it into perspective, okay? We had the kind of mixed message, lost in translation last time. Just reading briefly what he said. I'm like Sim. I need to look at the body language, the demeanour, and whatnot. But what he's saying is that players come and go. The players are the same, all right? Mm-hmm. It's an honest thing to say. Mourinho said the same. He's digging out the board. Again, he's digging out the board and he's saying, you know, if you don't change, then I will move. He's just reminding them, look at what I'm having to deal with. Don't you dare put this on me. Is it a wise thing to say that? Is it going to help the team? Is it going to help us going forward? Well, he said that I could just take my salary and stay quiet, but I'm too honest. So what we can't do is think of what previous managers have said and now look at Conte and say, oh, but look, we've been here before. We've heard all this before. No, we've got to just take Conte for who he is and what he's saying. If some of what he says matches what previous managers said, then maybe, you know, the previous managers weren't as bad as what everyone made them out to be. Unless Conte is a bad manager as well, and then he'll be number 16 under ENIC of managers that aren't good enough. So I just think he's frustrated, he's angry. The players clearly don't have the quality. And I've had this conversation with you guys many a time. I've said it before. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I had a massive rant where I said, they'll always let us down. Just when you think it's right, you know they'll find a way to fuck it up. We'll go on a good run at some point, and just when you think, here we go, top four, they'll lose to Norwich or they'll lose to Everton. And here we are. We beat Man City, a fantastic performance by the players, the tactics perfectly executed. Wonderful, wonderful Tottenham. You know, we deserve to win it. And then we go away to a team in the relegation zone who are absolute crap. And we lose 1-0, you know. That's what we do, guys. Fans just need to accept reality. And what is the reality? Number one, the players aren't good enough. We don't have the quality. I've banged on about this for a few call-in shows and tactical shows. I've said it. It's all good and well when the starting 11's on the pitch. As soon as you've got to take off Bentancur and in comes Winks, as soon as Amora comes on, you know, the wing-backs, they're not good enough. You know, Emerson and Doherty, they're not good enough. Ben Davies, let's be honest, he's not good enough. He'll have a good game once in a while, but he's not good enough. Is Sessegnon good enough? No, he's not. So you look at it and you think, well, there's about 9 or 10 players that possibly are good enough, and then the entire squad after that is just not good enough. And Man United, they bought Varane, Ronaldo, Sancho in the summer. Arsenal have been building for 3 years under Arteta. You know, clubs, teams, they're catching up with us, and we're regressing. Listen, we'll probably go away to Leeds United and spank them 4-0, and then we'll get kicked out the cup on Tuesday, right? That's what Tottenham do. I'll say this again. If we can get top 6, right? If we can get top 6 and to the semi-final of the FA Cup, I think Conte's done a great job with these sets of players. Anything more than that, 5th, 4th, God forbid 3rd, the FA Cup final, win the FA Cup, anything above the semi-final of the FA Cup and top 6 is unbelievable if Conte can do that. Other than that, I think we just got to get we just got to be realistic, man. These players aren't as good as people think they are. They're really not.
You say that they're not as good as people think they are, but when you look at these last 5 games, right? We've lost to Southampton, we've lost to Wolves, now we've lost to Burnley. I mean, surely they're good enough to get results in these kind of games, especially those 2 home games. I know Burnley's a hard place to go, but surely they're not as bad as these results suggest.
Do we have the players to consistently play a possession-based, high press, excellent decision-making style of football? No, we don't. Do we have the players to once in a while put a passage of play together, which looks really good? Yes, we do. But if you want us to consistently play the way Southampton play, the way Man City play, the way Liverpool play, that takes 2-3 years. Hassan Hüttel's been at Southampton for how long? 3 years? 2 years?
Something like that, yeah.
Pep's been there for 6. Klopp's been there for 6. You know, we spoke about this on the Tactics show. To develop a style, a way of playing, the manager's got to be there for 2-3 years, guys. Even Pep needed, you know, until the second season and £300 million. It took Klopp 4 years to begin to really challenge for the major trophies. So you can't look at this team and say to me, but surely we should be good enough to... Well, the answer is no, Ben. We're not good enough. And this is the tough pill that I think fans are struggling to swallow. I think fans in general, not just you, Ben, most fans, it's a tough thing to accept. We're actually not that good, but we've always got a really good performance in us. And
That keeps us giving us hope, doesn't it? Those odd good performances like Liverpool at home and City away, and then you think, oh, what this team could be. But
well, let me ask you this question, right? We finished, we were 15th place under Poch when he got sacked. Mourinho came in and we finished 7th. The season Mourinho got sacked, we finished 7th again under Ryan Mason. Nuno had us mid-table, he got sacked. In came Conte, now we're 8th. So just look at this. Just look at the pattern over the past 3 years. 7th, 8th now. In those,
I believe we finished 6th under Mourinho's first season, so 6th, 7th, 8th.
Beg your pardon, 6th, 7th, 8th. So we're kind of above mid-table, just below top 6 kind of area, right? In those 3 years of finishing in the same position, tell me what brilliant signings we've made to fix that team that finished 6th and 7th 2 years ago, other than Romero.
We haven't, Stel, because the last player, apart from Romero, we've signed to actually properly impact that first team was Heung-min Son.
Right. So in that same time frame, Arsenal have signed Gabriel, Ben White, Tierney, Nicolas Partey. They brought in Martinelli. All good players, in my opinion. Right? They're all good players. Are they wow? I don't know, but they're good. In the same time, Man United have signed Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane, Bruno Fernandes. Okay, all good players, right? All really good players. So if they're our main 2 rivals for top 4, beg your pardon, over the past 2-3 years, they've improved the squad where we haven't, and that's the kind of message I'm trying to send out to people. The squad is not good enough, guys. It needs at least 5 to 6 really, really, really good players to come in so that we can have consistency in the results. So we might not play brilliantly just yet. It might even take 2 or 3 years to play brilliant football. But to get results consistently, we need at least 5 or 6 players of high quality minimum. And, you know, that's why Conte is saying things like, maybe I'm not the right man for this job, because Conte, he's not a guy that waits 2-3 years. He's like, I want players now. I want it my way now, and leave the rest to me. You know, a lot of people criticize Pep Guardiola, and it really pisses me off when they do that, because they will say, oh, look at him. He only goes to clubs where he gets 100 million, 500 million pounds. He can't do it at Burnley. Well, here's the thing. When you're an exceptional coach, you only go to clubs that are going to back you. And you know what? Those clubs, they back you because they know you're going to win trophies. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went to Man United. They spent 300 million. What did he deliver? Nothing. That's why Pep is class, because when he is backed, he guarantees trophies. Klopp guarantees trophies. If you back Conte, he guarantees trophies. So it's not about elite managers only doing it at elite clubs. They go to elite clubs because they know they're going to get backed, and in return, they deliver trophies for the club. So it all rests on this summer. Are the board going to back Conte if he doesn't get top four? Because he's not going to get top four in my view. I think it is such a big ask to get top four with this squad. You know, one injury, one substitution, one suspension, and we're panicking. Tonight, it once again showed if Heung-min Son and Harry Kane aren't scoring goals, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing.
Yeah. In terms of what Conte was saying, right, very emotional press conference today. Do you think there's a chance that if we do keep losing, next few games, or if we have, let's say, that over the next 5 games we lose 3 of them, do you think there is a chance that he could walk before the end of the season?
I think he'll get sacked.
You think he'll get sacked?
Yeah. Look at Daniel Levy's track record. He doesn't care. If you go on a bad losing streak, he doesn't care who you are. He will sack you. Just look at Daniel Levy's track record. He did it to Poch. He did it to what's his name? The one that won us the Carabao Cup. Juan de Ramos. He did it to Nuno. He did it to Mourinho. Do you think he cares that Conte's the manager? If Conte goes on a bad run and loses the next 5, 6, 7, he'll get sacked.
Wow. I can't see Conte being sacked.
So are you telling me, Sim, if he loses the next 6, 7 games, Levy's going to be like, that's okay. Sorry, Ben, beg your pardon. Levy's it's classic Stelios move, isn't it? Sim's Ben, Ben is Sim, you know.
Go on.
He'll sack him. That's what he does. If top 6 is definitely not gonna, if top 6 looks like a serious doubt, he will sack him. Do a panic move like Daniel Levy always does. Put a panic manager in charge and hope there's some kind of bounce to get top 6 because he needs the money. You can't attract naming rights to the stadium if you're not in the elite levels of football, which is put in front of the billions of fans around the world. You need to be in Champions League. You can't attract the best players if you're not in, the top levels of Europe. You can't spend the money on players and wages and pay off the debts of the stadium unless you're in that top level of football. So if he feels that the club is under threat from not getting that top level of Europe, and I'm only talking about top 6 for now, I think he'll sack him. And if Conte feels he's going to get sacked, he'll probably walk anyway. So, and then we'll see a shit show.
Yeah, but if you're Daniel Levy and Conte is going through these run of games, and you're thinking, and he's going, all right, maybe I should sack him because that's what I usually do with managers that go on a bad run of games. What's the plan after that in Daniel Levy's mind?
Well, there isn't a plan, Ben. There hasn't been a plan for 21 years. There's never been a plan for the football team. When you look at it,
when he sacked Pochettino, he had Jose Mourinho the next day. I know we waited 75 days for Nuno to come in, but usually there's a plan to bring in another manager.
Okay, so short-term plan. Yes, there's always a short-term plan. The quick fix. That it'll just be a panic move. Whatever panic decision makes sense at the time to the club. Listen, I don't see us losing 5 or 6 games. By the way, I don't see that happening.
We've just lost 4 in our last 5.
Yeah, I know, but I don't see us losing another 4 or 5 because I said the team isn't good enough, as in it's not good enough for top 4, but the team isn't absolute shit. It's not a relegation team. We're better than mid-table, right? We're between that kind of 8th to 6th place kind of position. So he'll get points on the board, Conte. Part of me thinks as well he's just reminding the board, like, I need better than what you did in January regarding the team. I need bigger investment. Or it could just be deep down, the more games we lose, the more games he feels like, do you know what? I personally, as a coach, I can't do this. And maybe it just isn't for me. But I don't think that's what he meant, by the way. I don't think that's what he meant. You know, you as a fellow Mediterranean, I can tell you, and, you spoke about it tonight. We're very emotional people. Everything, we talk with the hands, and we sometimes overinflate situations because you live off of passion, man. It's the passion that keeps you doing what you do. And he is certainly that kind of a manager. You can tell. And when we win, we love his passion. We absolutely love his passion. When we lose, we just got to take what he says with a bit of pinch of salt and just remember he's a hot-blooded Italian, man. That's what makes him so successful. And if you take that out of Conte, you take the winner out of the man. It's a bit like Dele Alli. If you take the nastiness out of Dele, look what you get, a TikToker.
All right, Stel. Big up, mate. Great to hear from you again. And we'll speak to you soon.
Boys, let's just do the best we can. We've got to get top 6 minimum. Make sure that we back Tottenham against Leeds United, even though tonight is a shit result. We all said it was probably going to happen, so we shouldn't be surprised. But we've got to beat Leeds, man. If we beat Leeds, that's 6 points out of 9. And that's not as bad as 3 points out of 9.
Big up, Stel. Loving the positivity. We'll speak to you soon, mate.
Cheers, Stel.